Vicpothesis. Um, so I'm gonna talk about some of my ideas and direct my thoughts of the current situation and try to avoid being political. However, I'm gonna thinking about running for a office, but not in the way that things are ran nowadays. However, within the system. But before that, let's talk about um, people and people we love and people that love us, I guess, and how much I think we care about people, and and the more that people can divide us from the people we love, the easier it is for them to divide us from people that we don't love because we don't know them, and it's a tragedy. It's a manipulation. It's a mind game. It's all these things. It's worse than that, you know. All right. Now I'm gonna touch on this like I always do. I have in the past at least. That the whole I read the Bible, the Tanakh, and I have, and I did the cycle of the weekly readings or whatever. It was good because it gives you something to read, and I participated in many religions as far as Christian religions also. So the whole thing is we all read it and we all think about it, and then we all have our own opinions of it, and then somebody gets up there that has some education on it, maybe some language education and different things, and they break it down in a way that somebody told them because they learned it from somebody, and but but the whole thing is, and the real deal is that who are we to speak for the Creator? You know, we're nobody. We don't know. It's just our interpretation, and we think we speak for the Creator, and then we put it out there and profess it and do this and that. And I hope I don't do that. When I speak of the Creator, I speak from my heart and from what I feel. It doesn't mean I'm right, but that's my feeling. You know, and so people that say the Creator wants you to do this, and I use the term Creator, you insert whatever you want to insert in there. I'm not. I don't know. So, in some religions you can't say this name, you can't say that name, you can't do this. So I just use the word Creator, like the Native Americans maybe use. You know. And by the way, they are a recognized religion. So, who are we to think that we could speak for the Creator? Just our interpretation. Then and then we go to these places of worship or wherever they are, and not all of them. It's never all of them, in my opinion. And you go there and they tell you what he says or what the Creator says or what he thinks or whatever. But it's not that. That's their interpretation. They're just trying to pass it on to you. And I get it that they're so encompassed and involved and enveloped in what they feel the love or whatever. But they can't articulate it or have us understand it the way they understand it, because it's their understanding. Their understanding is theirs and ours is ours. And none are right or wrong. It's just that's your relationship with the Creator. Insert whatever you think you want to insert there. That's it. As long as I get it. So then people are going to say, whoa, what about killers and all that? Yeah, that's, no, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about goodness, kindness, ethical, moral, and, love. So love covers it all. So that's the place I'm coming from in my heart. And so now we'll move on to the Vicpothesis. So the Social Security thing, let's talk about that. And so what are they going to do? They're just going to slow it down. We talked about this before. They're going to slow it down. They're going to backlog it. They're going to do everything they can to make it harder for you to get through. Not that you're not going to get your money. It's not that you're not, eligible or whatever. And, if they're going to slow it down, they're going to make the process difficult for you and me and whoever. And so then we're going to say, holy sheep shit, Batman, that process is just inefficient and it doesn't work. And then we're going to complain about it and we'll say, let's get rid of it. And then we'll say, hey, we got this company, X, Y, or Z, that can run it for us. And we're going to pay them X amount of money to run it for us. And they're going to charge us fees and blah, 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 blah. But you know what? It was working before, wasn't it? Was everybody getting their Social Security before? Was everybody getting their Medicaid, Medicare before? It's just, it wasn't perfect, but nothing is. But the people that get it, I believe, are happy with it. Of course, they want to raise, they want cost of living and all that. But the thing is that the money they put in, they're getting back, right? With interest. And the government is administering it, and it's fine, It's the old, okay, so you get down to the, we want government, we don't want government, and I definitely spoken this before, you get to states or whatever, Everybody has a role in this, you see? It's not so, I don't even like to talk about these things because those other things are too controversial. I'm not even going to get into a lot of these things. But, however, on to and furthermore that, everybody has a role, okay? But we pay money. Let me give you an example. I'll give you an example of inefficient government. So where I live, there's a street. It's maybe a mile and a half max. Runs north to south or south to north, however you want to say it. But you go down a quarter one way, it's a perfectly fine asphalt. You get to the next quarter and it's not so fine. You get to the last quarter and it's fine again. And lo and behold, you see these signs. And depending on which way you're going, but they're both sides, the thirds, they say county maintenance begins here. Okay? So the county has 2/3 of this block that they make nice for everybody, but then they stop within the city territory for whatever reason, because it's a argument within the bureaucracy of government. And this is, I get it, it's city and county government, but it's just an example. So they argue about that, and then you know what? You're there, you got the stuff, you got the equipment, it's a whole block, and guess what? Our taxes pay for it. You fight your damn fight, but our taxes pay for it either way, whether it's city or county, So do the thing and work out the billing after with our tax pool that's already there. But don't punish us because of some commission or some board or some council or managers, and you punish the very people that truly do fund you. You see? And that's an inefficiency. That's a waste. It's not a fraud, but it is stupidity. Because you would think they would say, you know what, I'll be magnanimous and I'll just, So there's an example of types of government's frauds, But once again, if anybody has had anybody in their family pass and you participated in the process of burying them or cremating them, whatever it is you do. And they ask you these questions. And they want Social Security numbers. And they fill out the paperwork, not the family or the grieving people. Those people do, and they submit it. And you know what? If they don't submit it, you don't get a death certificate. So it gets submitted into the government portals. So the fraud that way is, it's infinitesimal. Unless somebody has somebody buried under their house, and they're collecting for them, but that is not the Social Security people's fault. They don't know that they have somebody buried under their house. So that that's one, right? So what would that be? That'd be fraud if somebody did all that stuff. Okay, so then what's the other one? The waste. Yeah, there's waste. There's always waste, right? So they streamline things, I believe, and 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 they have people doing the things they're doing, and they're overwhelmed as it is. That you lay more off makes it even harder, because if you ever went into one of those offices and seen what the operations, and you ever sat there, just go sit in one of those offices. I beg you, and I pray that you do. And I beg you, like I'm asking you to, because I don't give a shit if you do or not, because that's on you. But if you do, you'll see the people that are going in there. These people need this. And there's a multitude of people, and there's a multitude of ages, but the Social Security office handles all that stuff. And believe me, I'm against the bureaucracy and big bureaucracy and stuff, but this is something that's there, and it's been there. And, it was established, and it took us out of a place that we don't want to go back to, but yet we're trying to get back there for some reason. So that's all I'm really going to talk about it. But just think about that for a minute or two or 10 or whatever you think about. So that's my little spiel for the night. And I will elaborate on some more and just let that resonate with you, or, let that soak in. And then we'll talk about what I'm trying to get at with that. And that is that, it's a bunch of BS with what they're doing to these people. They worked all their lives. They deserve respect. And yet we're crapping all over them. The people that are collecting the Social Security, they're our parents, they're our mothers, our fathers, our grandparents, whoever. There's somebody in our family, and we're good with letting the government crap on them. This government now. So, Vicpothesis, when he throws his hat totally in the ring, he'll be answering, beholden to the people. That's it. All right. Love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your family. And just please take a minute to, think about whatever it is you think about and with this. And that's it.